Axel's Garage. I'm Rob. Today we're working on the TJ. We need to change the PCM. What we did have happen was a fuel gauge problem where the fuel gauge always read full. We tried to troubleshoot it. We checked the wires going all the way back to the pump, and everything seemed to check out. We were getting good resistance readings. Couldn't figure out what was going on. The benefit of having two similar TJs was we were able to swap those computers to troubleshoot to see if the problem was in fact the PCM. It seemed like all our wiring was good. Like I said, we had good readings going all the way back to the PCM, but coming out of the PCM where you really can't get a grip on what those readings are going to the gauge, that was where our problem was. So we swapped computers, and guess what? Fuel gauge worked. So the only problem with that computer was a fuel gauge reading. Everything else seemed to be working fine. The vehicle ran fine. All the monitors were in. So we knew we needed a PCM. Going online and going to the parts store, the PCMs can be awful pricey. You either have to send yours out and get it fixed, if it can be fixed, and pay that shipping and then the fee to fix it, usually around $150 or so to fix it, sometimes up to $200, if it can be fixed. Otherwise, you got to buy a rebuilt PCM from your parts store or from an online parts vendor. Those PCMs can also be pricey. You're looking at $250 and up in a lot of cases. This is a 4-cylinder 5-speed 98 TJ. That's all the information we really needed. We didn't need all the numbers that the parts store wants or the rebuilding place wants. We just needed to know 4-cylinder, 5-speed, any other PCM will work. So we did a little Craigslist, a little Googling, and found a local guy that was parting out a 4-cylinder 5-speed. He had a PCM. We were able to pick it up for 75 bucks. Benefit there is that, as long as this PCM works, is that we could put that new PCM in this vehicle and take the PCM in this vehicle and put it on the shelf in the garage. The good thing about having that PCM is we know the only problem with that PCM is it gives a full, all the time, fuel gauge reading. So we can use it as a troubleshooting device or a tool to troubleshoot any future problems that we think we might have with the PCM. And we could also use it as a backup PCM in case the PCM goes down. The PCM swap is very easy, and at least we can get that Jeep going again. So let me get this stuff set up, and I'll show you how fast and easy it is to change a PCM. Okay, 8mm socket. Just crack them loose. Don't take them all the way out. There's 3. Before you take it all the way out, what you want to do is disconnect these connectors. Alright, it's real simple. You press down with your thumb and you give them a little wiggle and they'll come out. Again, the tab in the middle, press down with your thumb, give them a wiggle, they'll come out. Sometimes they will fight you a little bit. Alright, and that one's out. So now you got these 3 out. Just put them down to the side. Be careful not to get them dirty. You don't want to get anything in them. Okay, and then you can take your screws with your 8mm socket and just take them out all the way. And that's it. Your PCM is out. PCM or your new old PCM. It is a little dirty. I'm not worried about cleaning the outside of it because I don't want to get anything that shouldn't be in where all the contacts are. Alright, but what I will do is take some electrical contact cleaner and I will spray it in there just to make those contacts clean. If I hadn't already removed this PCM or this PC, the other PCM, if I hadn't already removed it, what I would do is also clean these with that contact cleaner. I'm not cleaning these with these contact cleaner because it's been done already. And I also put a dab of dielectric grease, just a little dab of dielectric grease in all these contact points on all 3 of the connectors. And that's done so that you make good contact. It's a nice weather-tight seal, and you don't have to worry about any corrosion or anything like that. So there's still plenty of dielectric grease from that little dab that I put in there to treat the pins in the new PCM. Now you're going to wait about 5 minutes or so, make sure that that electrical contact cleaner is good and dry. I'll put it down upside down so that anything will drain into my shop rag. and then we'll just reverse the process and put it back in. Okay, well, you saw that we put the PCM back in. It was real easy. You just screw it back in, put your connectors back in, make sure you get a nice positive click out of each one so that you know they're in there. You also saw that we changed the battery while we were at it. We did have a battery that was in here. It was giving us a kind of weak start. And when I went and removed the battery, I'm sure... Idiots. Anyway, morons. Anyway, when we went and removed the battery, I'm sure you saw the positive terminal connection just came apart. The wires weren't in there loose. We also had a loose fitting on the main fuse panel here. So I don't know if that attributed to the weak starting that battery that we took out. We don't know the history that was in the vehicle when we bought it. It's dated 10/13, which really isn't that old. It's only 3 years old. I got it on the trickle charger. We'll see how it does. This is a used battery that we had in the garage. Well, not used, pre-owned. It's a pre-owned battery that we had in the garage. It's only about 2 years old. It was in a big heavy truck. It's got a lot of cold cranking amps. It fits in. We stripped back that positive battery cable and the other one a little bit more, so we got a good connection on the terminal. Got it nice and tight. The terminals are clean. The battery's charged up, and we'll see how we do. Remember, when you put a new computer in, you're starting fresh on your codes. It didn't have any power, so it lost all its codes and monitors. So all the monitors are going to have to come in again and get ready before you can get the vehicle inspected. We haven't gotten this one inspected, so hopefully everything comes in ready. With the new battery, we won't have to disconnect the battery and change it, because that'll cause your monitors not to come in. When you disconnect the battery, everything resets, and we need to get this thing inspected the next couple days. So hopefully the monitors will come in quick. We'll be able to get it inspected, and hopefully this battery will solve that sluggish start problem that we did have, that we talked about in a previous video. Real easy today, nice and simple. Changing that PCM, not a big deal. Can be expensive if you got to go buy a new one, but check your local classifieds online, eBay, Craigslist. You're likely to find something, especially in these older vehicles. I don't know what year you have to go up to where you need a PCM that's flashed with the VIN. These early ones is 98. The PCM was out of 97. These early ones don't matter as long as it's a 4-cylinder 5-speed, which this is, and I got another 4-cylinder 5-speed PCM. If it was an automatic, the PCM is different. If it's a 6-cylinder, the PCM is different. But as long as you go from one similar vehicle to the other similar vehicle, you're good with your PCM on these old ones. I'm not sure what that year cutoff date is. If anybody knows, please comment. If you like the videos we're doing, please like and subscribe, all that nonsense. That's it today for Axel's Garage. We'll see you next time.